Hey everyone, it's Refresh, and today I'm going to build another Amonkhet seal deck. So let's open up the packs and see what we have inside. Pack number 1. We have a Pathmaker Initiate, a Ret Crop Spearmaster, Hieroglyphic Illumination, Fling, Cursed Minotaur, a Colossipede, Scarab Feast, Ornery Kudu, Final Reward, Protection of Heckma, Zenith Seeker, Trial of Knowledge, and Liliana Death's Majesty. I kind of think I need to play black now. Curator of Mysteries, Foil, and a Swamp and a Tar Crop Skirmisher. Wow, that was quite the pack. Alright, we have a Mighty Leap, an Ancient Crab, a Minotaur Sure Shot, a Greater Sandworm, a Miasmic Mummy, a Decision Paralysis, a Honed Kopesh, a Cartouche of Ambition, a Neph Crop Entangler, an Orashra Cultivator, Wayward Servant, an Oketra's Monument, an On-Crop Champion, a Harvest Season, an Island, and a Warrior Token. There's some pretty good multicolor cards too, in white. Pack 3, we have, come on, Ancient Crab, Minotaur Sure Shot, Anointer Priest, Tar Crop Skirmisher, Cursed Minotaur, Benefaction of Ronus, Soul Stinger, Colossipede, River Serpent, Compulsory Rest, Synchronized Strike, Limits of Solidarity, the Aven Wind Guide, a Prowling Serpapod, a Full Art Swamp, and a Zombie Token. In pack number 4, we have another Pathmaker Initiate, another Red Crop Spearmaster, a Hieroglyphic Illumination, another Fling, a Quarry Hauler, a Scarab Feast, a Pouncing Cheetah, a Wanderer in Death, a Splendid Agony, a Pursue Glory, Vizier of Remedies, Grasping Dunes, Destined to Lead, Vizier of Many Faces, and a Mountain and a Worm token. Wow. The spice must flow. Alright, pack number 5. We're getting there. Another Mighty Leap, a Dune Beetle, an Ornery Kudu, a Scribe of the Mindful, and Honed Kopesh, a Bitter Blade Warrior, Neph Crop Entangler, Cartouche of Ambition, Shimmer Scale Drake, Battlefield Scavenger, Merciless Javelineer, Oketra's Attendant, Insult to Injury, going all red, a Binding Mummy Foil, a Full Art Island, and a Warrior. Alright. So, I mean, the temptation is just to play blue-black just because of Liliana and the Foil Curator and the Vizier of Many Faces sort of all being kind of awesome. But let's go ahead and do an examination of each of the colors. So in white, we have Random Guy, pretty good game ender slash cycler slash embalmer. Oketra's Attendant is pretty useful. Mighty Leap is just okay. The Vizier of Remedies is just okay. It's fine if you're playing a deck that would put -1/-1 counters on your own stuff, because it would reduce that number. Red Crop Skirmisher is actually quite good as an attacker, and we have a pacifism effect, which is not bad, but it's not great in this set because of Embalm, and the fact that sometimes you just want to kill your own creatures with -1/-1 counters. Anointer Priest is only good in very specific settings. Mighty Leap and Protection of Heckma it's not a bad control card, but that's kind of all it is. Red Crop Spearmaster, again, very aggressive. And white also opens up the door to Wayward Servant if we're playing zombies, On-Crop Skirmisher if we are doing a green-white attack, and then a Aven Wind Guide, which is actually pretty good for the token Embalm deck. But I don't know how much of that we have. We have one 1 Embalmer, 2 on this side. So this is not the most promising of colors, even with access to 3 multicolor cards. Alright, let's take a look at blue. We have a decent flying body with cycling. We have a 2/2 that can get us a sorcery back, which isn't great. We have this one, which is a clone of the biggest creature that can embalm to become a clone of the biggest creature. I think that's pretty good. It's pretty awesome. So we'll keep the Vizier of Many Faces, and Hieroglyphic Illumination is pretty good card draw. River Serpent is just an okay body. The bottom, Talcrop Skirmisher is just okay. It's not great. The Ancient Crab is pretty bad. Decent only if you're playing a very controlling deck. I guess the Talcrop Skirmisher being able to come back makes it not horrible, but it's not great. Decision Paralysis is decent for tempo. Curator of Mysteries is another bomb. Trial of Knowledge it's pretty good card draw. I mean, even without a cartouche, it's pretty good card draw. Zenith Seeker is not great unless you're really doing some massive draw discard antics or cycling. There could be some cycling here. I mean, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cards with cycling. So it's a maybe, but giving one creature flying whenever you do it is not the greatest of payoffs. But blue does have a couple big bombs and some decent other cards in the middle. So if we can find another color that can give its bulk of its creature count, then it should work as a color. In black, we have Cartouche of Ambition, which is okay in terms of what it can do for a board state. Dune Beetle, which is control. Splendid Agony, which is a bit more removal. Wanderer in Death, which is kind of like card draw that can cycle. Scarab Feast, which is just cycling. I think that's a card for the sideboard. Soul Stinger, which is a decent body. Cursed Minotaur, which is pretty good. Another Cartouche of Ambition. Miasmic Mummy, which is a less than ideal body. Liliana Death's Majesty is a bombiest. It's a super bomb. So, a great reason to play. And just good removal in Final Reward. And Scarab Feast, and then another Cursed Minotaur. Okay, it's not the best in terms of creatures. So, black is pretty good in terms of its removal, and it has some good bodies, but it doesn't have a lot of creatures either. And so if I played black and blue, I would be really short on the creature count. But, I mean, how do you say no to Liliana? I mean, she's just a bomb in it and of herself. I feel like I should definitely keep black in mind. I think white is unlikely to be played right now because we have 2 really good colors, and white doesn't. I mean, I guess we could white splash for Aven, but I don't know if that's worth splashing. Alright, red, we got Insult to Injury, which is kind of a very specific card. It's fine if as a finisher, I guess, is what it really is. And quasi-removal. The Battlefield Scavenger it's okay. It does create some potential rummaging capacity towards the late game. The Nefcrop Entangler is just okay. Becomes a 3/3 with trample. Good if you're on the attack. This is again good if you're on the attack. Fling is a finisher. Pathmaker Initiate's a maybe. Limits of Solidarity it's not great. I think I would put it in the same sort of super aggressive strategy as that. Miniature Sure Shot is a little better because it's got some flexibility. Another Entangler. Another Sure Shot. Another Fling. Another Pathmaker Initiate. Okay, so red is very aggressive. It's super duper aggressive. It doesn't have much in the way of bombs or removal, and so I don't think I'm going to play it because I really needed it. I would really need it to team with something else to get there. And it could open access to Merciless Javelineers, but I don't think red and black are going to work well together just because of the very different natures of each deck. So I think red is out. Let's take a look at green. We have Bitterblade Warrior, which is not bad. Ornery Kudu, which is not terrible, but it's not great. Unless I can put a -1/-1 counter on a creature I don't like that much. The 3/2 Pouncer isn't bad. Quarry Hauler isn't bad. And it removes counters, so it's not terrible. Decent body. Prowling Serpentod's a pretty just good straight up body. Synchronized Strike is a really good combat trick. Colossopede is just a decent body. Benefaction of Ronus is card improvement, I guess. Harvest Season is a kind of a ramp card. It's kind of weird. I think I would need to build specifically around it. Another ramp card. Greater Sandworm, it's a bomb. It can end the game. So, it's pretty good. Again, another Ordinary Kudu. Just an okay body. Another Colossipede. Alright, so it's pretty clear that green is just a bunch of dudes. Decent dudes, but just a whole bunch of dudes. By itself, it's not going to get anywhere. It opens the door to Destined to Lead as a potential card with the Lure effect and the Indestructible, but I'm not sold on that as being something I should definitely play. Let's see what we can make with a black and blue deck first, and then we'll work from there. If I can build enough of a deck from black and blue, then I'll just play that, because all my best cards are in those colors. Starting with blue. Bomb. Bomb. Decent game ender. Some good card draw. More card draw. A decent guy for the back. I don't like Decision Paralysis or Zenith Seeker, but I'll put them in for now. Scribe of the Mindful can get back one of these card draws. Ancient Crabs if I need them to slow down the game. I think a lot of these will get kicked out by better cards, but we'll just start like this. And then we have Removal, Splendid Agony, Cartouches of Ambition, which will let me redo the Trials of Knowledge, Cursed Minotaur, which is a way of winning, Soul Stinger is not a bad guy, Wander in Death is a way to draw cards. Okay, then we're really hitting the bottom of the barrel here, but we do need some 2-drops. And then I really don't like Scarab Feast. So it's out. I don't think Destined is really worth playing either. It's a combat trick. I guess yeah. It's a combat trick. It's out. So all of you are out. Is this a deck, I guess, is the question. It doesn't do a lot, but it does stall to the end game. And it has several bombs. So this is really just bomb.deck. I mean, I could play an Oketra's Monument, but it doesn't really synergize well with what I've got going on. I can play the Honed Kopeshes as a maybe. Grasping Dunes is another way of getting to the end of the game there. I mean, the Honed Kopesh is good enough to play with all these other cards. I think the goal of this deck is sort of just to hold out until I can play the Curator of Mysteries or Liliana or Shimmer Scale Drake and just kind of hold the ground until then. I think the Ancient Crabs actually do their work in that case. And the Cursed Minotaurs are also kind of ways of getting through to the end. So, okay, this isn't too bad, because the 5 on the butt here isn't bad. This will let me bring back cards, draw more cards, and as a body. The Honed Kopesh, I guess, is a way of really pushing through more damage if I need it. So let's see what the weakest cards in this batch are. I think Decision Paralysis is pretty weak. It's temporary. I'm really just trying to control the game, not to win with tempo, so I think Decision Paralysis is out. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 11 and 14. So I only need to drop one more card. I like my card draw. I think the Cartouches will help me hold the game because of the lifelink and the shrinking of my opponent's creatures. Splendid Agonies removal. Wander in Death is kind of bad card draw. I think that's the one that's going to go. Because recycling my creatures, well, it's not bad either, because at least I know that they're playable, as opposed to just drawing random cards which could not be anything. And in the late game, it could get me back cards that have cycled away that I couldn't cast. So it's possible. It might actually be a decent card. Maybe I just drop a Honed Kopesh. So say I only need one. Okay, so I still have one too many cards. So the question is, do I drop a Miasmic Mummy or a Honed Kopesh? I think the Skirmisher is good enough to keep just because it comes back, and it's something that I can discard to bring back if I need to. I think Wander in Death is fine, just because I can cycle and then eventually cycle the big guys and eventually bring it back. Honed Kopesh, I think one of them might be good enough to keep, just because it's just a pretty good value, and it sticks around, unlike the Cartouches of Ambition. But the Cartouches of Ambition work well with the Trial of Knowledge to help play that again for more card draw too. So, I kind of feel that Miasmic Mummy is the weakest of the bunch, because it only does one thing, and I'd rather play one of my 3-drops to slow down the game than play some random zombie that doesn't do much of anything. So, Miasmic Mummy, I guess you're out. Alright, So this is 23, I believe. Let's count it one more time, and then we'll see how many lands we need. We have 10 spells, 13 creatures, and Liliana is kind of a creature as well because she can make zombies. That's not bad. Alright, I think this is the deck. Let's count it up for lands. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. 16 blue versus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 black. And so I'm going to tilt just a bit towards blue. Maybe with Grasping Dunes we have 9 islands and 7 swamps. Hold on, there was one more pack that didn't get opened. Let's see what the 5th pack has and see if that can make this any better. I think unless there's a really good card of another type, I'm going to keep it in black and blue though. Compelling Argument, no. Thresher Lizard, no. Red Crop Spearmaster, no. Seeker of Insight. Looting, oh that's not bad. But I have to cast a non-creature spell in order for that, so that's a no. Wander in Death, I don't need a second one. Spider Grasp, no. Blighted Bat, probably not. Haze of Pollen, no. Trespasser's Curse, no. Final Reward, no. Lord of the Accursed, it is a zombie boss. It does pump up the zombies. That actually does make me reconsider my plans. And we have a Fetid Pools. Well, hey, that's telling me that I should be in these colors. So, okay, let's see if we can do some adjusting here. So Scribe of the Mindful is quite good because it works well with the fact that we have a lot of spells. The Lord of the Accursed pumps zombies. I don't have many zombies, so then it's just a 2-3 for 3. I mean, Liliana can make zombies, but yeah, this is not a zombie-heavy deck, so maybe Lord of the Accursed isn't that good. Still, Sand is pretty good, though. That just makes a bunch of zombies. And that makes Lord of the Accursed better, but I don't know if it's good enough. And Start to Finish is also really good as removal goes. I think it's better removal. But I don't think I have enough in white that I would want to play it. Yeah, the Spearmaster is definitely not going to convince me to play white. So I think Start to Finish, nice as it is, I don't think fits into this deck. It's not in. Lord of the Cursed, I think it's just not good enough with the zombie synergy. I have like this and this. So Lord of the Cursed is not good enough as a creature. It's out. I don't want 2 Final Rewards because it's just really expensive. Blighted Bat is a maybe because it could get in there for some damage. Spider Grasp is out. We don't need a second Wander in Death. Seeker of Insight, maybe. I have a lot of non-creature spells. Thresher Lizard. If I was playing an aggressive deck, yeah. Compelling Argument. Pure Mill is no good. Alright, so it looks like we're going to be adjusting this just a little. And the Fetid Pools I'm definitely playing. It changes my land count, of course. So Seeker of Insight is sort of a body at the bottom that can sort of block as well. And then it can let me loot if I've cast non-creature spells. And I have a good amount of non-creature spells. Blinded Bat is a way of getting in through the sky for winning. I think it works well with the Cursed Minotaur, so it's actually something to consider. I think the Zenith Seeker is definitely out, because it gives creatures flying when I cycle, and it is itself flying, but most of my ground creatures don't need flying. I think the only thing that I want to fly is my River Serpent, but how many cycling cards do I have? That, I guess I have all these cycling cards. But is it good enough to play a 2-2 for 4? I'd rather have the Blighted Bat or the Zenith Seeker, because most of my guys have some sort of evasion, or I don't even want to attack with them, like Ancient Crab I don't want to attack with. So the Zenith Seeker is kind of expensive for what it does, given the nature of my deck. Zenith Seeker's out. So I still need to cut 2 cards. Dune Beetle, they kind of hold the ground, but they don't really trade. One of these is the weak spot. Maybe Dune Beetle is the weakest. Because Top Crop Skirmisher could trade and then come back. Dune Beetle is not going to be doing much trading. Seeker of Insight has an additional ability. Dune Beetle is just a dude. I think I'm going to get rid of the 1/4. So I don't have a lot of 2-drops, but I think that's fine in a sealed game. Question is, what do I want to get rid of? Maybe the answer is Wander in Death, because how many of these cards do I want to keep? Or would I want to bring back? Just my bombs. My 2 bombs, Vizier and Curator. Vizier actually can come back on its own. So, Wander in Death. Alright, Wander in Death. You're out. So, now I have 10 and 13, and hopefully this is going to work. We have card draw, massive card draw, some kinds of removal, bomb, 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 ways of winning, and then cards that'll hold the ground or get me value at the end. I think this will work. So let's count and see how many lands that we need. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 versus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So 16 versus 12, it's just a slight bend more towards blue. So we have 2 lands already, and then we will want 8 islands and 7 swamps. All right, we got 8 islands and 7 swamps, plus these 2, 17 lands, and that is the deck. If you enjoyed this video, hit the like button. If you'd like to see more such videos, hit subscribe. And otherwise, I will see you next time.